Warning. This program may contain foul language and awful arithmetic. It should not be viewed by anyone who is triggered by first start 18 saw 90 with the opponent on the finish, or by anyone learning how to mentally calculate 11 plus 8 plus 26. City Elite Darts reminds you to please add and subtract responsibly. All right, week 5, match 2, night 2 of 4 this week in consecutive order. Excited to bring you this matchup between a couple of Austin, Texas throwers. The West Texas Marauder, Jerry Melendez, going up against the Beard, Darron Ross, in this best of 12, as we always play in the Quarantine Premier League. Before we jump into that, let's see where everyone stands here at this almost halfway point of week 5. So we see Shenandoah Slinger with just 3 matches in, still at that number 1 spot in the standings, though Rattlesnake close on his heels with that fantastic performance last night against DJ Mike Hughes, finding some real fire late in that match to put in some real impressive legs. And if you missed that last night, definitely go back and check that one out on the playlist. So these players here, we see number 4 and number 6, respectively, with Jerry and Darron. Jerry could launch himself into the number 1 spot here with this match, with 2 clear points with a win. However, that could be short-lived, as Kenny Johnson there in that number 1 spot has yet to play his week 5 match. So we'll see that at the end of this 4-night rally. Started last night with Hopper and Hughes, continues tonight with Melendez and Ross, continues tomorrow with who do we got? Gilligan and Wilkerson, and then we'll finish up on Thursday with Lim and Johnson. So these 2 players, through 4 matches so far, so neither of them having had their bye week so far in the standings. So through 4 matches, a little bit of an advantage in all the categories there for Melendez, for our West Texas Marauder there, but not much. So I don't think I would call those numbers kind of different enough to necessarily tip my hat in his favor. I think this, like all the other matches, is going to come down to who puts in those doubles first. I think both players will give the others opportunity to get through the door. It's just going to be a matter of who takes that opportunity. We'll go ahead to the split view, which is split kind of several times in the view. The players have already corked, and if they're ready, they can get it going, guys. Game on.
Shoot well, Jerry.
And I do have a new wireless keyboard in the booth, which allows me to do fancy things. Oops, not like that. Like that? Nope, not like that either.
45.
Let's just go ahead and try this whole thing again, shall we? These players doing me a favor not throwing in any huge scores while I'm missing them in the booth here.
No. 26.
$140.
121. 85.
All right, we're getting closer. Before the time they're in checkout, I will have this resolved. Maybe. Big Man Beard in the chat. I see you there. Big Man Beard is ready for some darts. Jerry Melendez is ready for some darts. Nice,
98.
cool, 98. There we go. Hopefully that view from Darron's board will clean up a little bit over time, but certainly playable as is.
40.
Brandon in the chat killing some time before looks like a league match, online match, waiting for a call.
Oh. 23.
Oh no, Jerry just got down to the checkout so quickly and is just making a mash of it. All right, well, that'll put some pressure on Jerry here, who has really messed up these last couple of visits. Wants treble 15, I figure. Finds it. Double 20 for a cool 20 darter. Double 10 would be fine for a 21 darter. He would take it. He will not, however, finding the single 10 instead. Darron missing the 54 a little bit high. How will he follow up? I think he wanted the treble 20.
38.
And missed a bit to the right. So double 5 here for Jerry. Not splitting it. As the only player we've seen in the Quarantine Premier League to split has been Shenandoah Slinger, Kenny Johnson.
Yes.
I think Darron finds a 24 instead of the 16, which will leave him 32. Double 16. First one's way outside. Second one's not that much better. So just a 24 for his effort. With another chance here, Jerry still not finding it that close.
Bust.
Finding the double 12 now on his third dart. Second dart, excuse me. Not able to use his third dart. Another double 8 would be good for Darron, and he finds it. Bang, bang, 32 the hard way. You don't have to double your doubles, but when you do, it's oh so sweet. Dicey hold of throw, dicey opening hold of throw for Darron there. But the beard gets by.
Uh, 36.
A most untidy 29 opening hold of a 29 dart opening hold of throw.
11.
And we'll see if Jerry's able to hold right on back.
$54.
A real missed opportunity there for Jerry to start off with an opening break.
30.
Plenty of opportunities were presented. There would have been even more, too.
57.
If it weren't for a couple of stumbled throws kind of in the middle of that leg. Jerry there with a string went 140, 85, 98, 40, 23, a little bit of stumbling there. And then 75 as he tried to find his way into a double. And in the end just never got there. Had 85 when he scored that 75. Threw that first start right in the treble 15.
50.
And then it was a story of missed singles inside the 20 and then the 10. And then not able to get through that double 5.
100.
But not a terrible leg for Darron. I mean, I'm giving Jerry Melendez a whole bunch of credit for a leg that he lost. So how about Darron here? A 121 that leg, a 97.
58.
And then getting through the door, that second turn of asking.
$27.
No. Gotta stop that. 26.
Well, not quite some of the opening fire shooting from last leg. Jerry needs to go downstairs here to the 19. He
59.
does. My hand was poised and ready over the math-aware a banner.
35.
What should I call it? A badge? Math-aware badge, I guess. The 160 won't go, but how well will it be set up?
60.
Might be well enough. It will probably be well enough. It should be well enough. Just a 22 there from Darron. So Kenny finally joining us in the chat as his real self. 7 will leave double 16 here for Jerry. Finding 61 with his first 2 darts.
80.
Misses into the 19. A very forgivable miss to leave himself on double 10. Nothing wrong with that.
41.
Oh, an unfortunate bogey there for Darron.
Bust.
And Jerry just finds the 15 and then says, oh, I'm just going to not leave myself on 4 and not bother trying to set up 1 for double 2.
40.
But Darron has his own struggles getting down. Still over 100 after 10 visits. Will he get an 11th? He will.
15.
Oh, no. This 40, 20, 10 splits from Jerry is absolutely undoing him. I think it's a 49 from Darron. 59, yes. 1 for double 2. The 1 is good. Oh, double 2 is almost better. The double 1, though, is best. Too hot. Well, it's not too hot, too cold, just right. But either way,
There you go.
not another chance there for Darron. So we're just a couple of holds in with some not pretty darts, I will say so far. There have been a couple of big scores from both players, but for the most part, some real stumbling across the line.
45.
Kenny wondered if the math is bad tonight. I don't think anything so far.
41.
But it is early yet.
60.
60.
Good response back from Darron, but it might not be enough to keep Jerry at bay
44.
and prevent that break of throw. Ever so pivotal, especially early on in these matches.
58.
$140.
Wow, 3 great darts there from Jerry. Almost a maximum. That second dart just, I think, clipping the bottom part of the bottom wire on that treble 20 bed. Wow, he was almost working them in the exact opposite way instead of right to left to right. I thought for sure we'd see a 140 with that third dart finding the top right corner of that treble 20. Oh. First straight dart in a while for Jerry.
40.
I would say poorly timed, but he actually has time here with Darron way back on 2-3-2. And he will need to get a treble here. Oh, and I think he does. He does. Wow. So perhaps a slight bit of pressure on this 72. We'll see if it's 12s. It was 16s. Finds 24. So it's 48 left. Once double 16. Wow.
Third dart.
Jeez. What a fantastic recovery. You heard him sigh a little bit, pause, take his time, make sure he had the math right, picked his targets, and wow, just beautiful finishing there from Jerry. And hopefully that's turning around. Because if it is, then this could get real spicy, just like we saw last night with these averages climbing a whole good bit. As it stands now, Jerry's starting to recover a bit. Darron, not so much. Not yet, but there is time. But that was not the time for him to let up
45.
the darts. So now Jerry with the advantage in the match, so long as he completes the break here with a hold.
$45.
Good ton there from the beard. He needed to lift that third one up a little bit more, have it kind of come in from above the other two with more clearance if you hope to clear that treble bed and find 60 more. But still doing well to find 20. Not deflecting out with that third dart.
60.
$43.
$25.
$36.
So Darron needed 2 trebles
45.
after that first dart found the single 20. But Jerry will need a maximum here, though. That's not going to go.
58.
Meanwhile, Darron here, we won't see if he was going to go down to the 19s after having scored 40. But once again, my finger was poised on the math-aware badge.
$81.
I don't know. You know, that dart's a little bit too in between those. I don't know if Jerry was going for the 20 or the 18 on that third dart. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. How about that? Big Man Beard is saying, come on, Ross. Oh, no, again, we've seen this time and time again. Jerry getting down below 200 and then really struggling to put even more than 40 on the board each visit.
41.
Oh, Darron finding a bogey himself there. And I think that was with the 20 on the third dart. We got to throw it up. Nope, that one's good. There we go. Math aware, be math aware. Don't cost yourself darts at a finish.
80.
Jerry's taking the 72 once. Not this way, though. One more 16 for tops. Oh, no, it won't go. He won't have a chance at it even.
32.
Will he have a shot at tops? Darron, 14 for the bull. No! Oh, no! He doesn't give himself a chance. Oh, you hate to see it. Had 64 left. Needed a big single to set up the bullseye.
Second dart.
And Jerry, an uncontested 40 to complete the break here. Darron's got a little bit of work to do on the scoring and on the decision making.
45.
Yeah, Kenny's saying, well, I made it 3.5 legs before the BMath aware alerts started to flash. I know. I think that would have been the over.
100.
Oh, 84 left, 21st start. Doesn't go 14s with the second. You hate to see it. You either hate to see it or you hate me.
92.
A good recovery after a very, very stray second dart from Jerry.
60.
Almost a trouble with that third dart from Darron. Well, again, it would have been interesting to see where Jerry went if that second dart had also found the treble 20, as a single 19 would have left him on 170, and a single 20 would have left him on a bogey.
41.
As it is, the point is moot. Didn't go. Doesn't matter. All for naught.
50.
No. 41.
Well, Jerry has definitely taken the darts away this leg so far, but we will see if he's able to keep up the scoring.
45.
As I've said, it's around this point where he really has a hard time sometimes putting in over 40-point visits.
No. 87.
Well, Darron will have a shot at the 167. It's a long shot. It's the second longest of shots. But it's a shot. Now, whether he takes that shot, anybody's guess. He's had shots before, haven't been took.
124.
Wow, but how about that second and third dart from Jerry? I'm not going to say it was the pressure of this 24 that applied that pressure to the 167 that caused Darron to not hit it, but the 24 wasn't helping the 167. Ooh, pretty bad first start there inside. Can he correct it? No, he
Bust.
busts instead. So a shot here for the Shanghai. Oh, I think he went 20 and then single one.
42.
Indeed. How about this again? Double 12, outside, better first start. It's a guide. Potentially, it is a guide in actuality. All right, better stuff from Jerry there. As he now breaks for the second time. Darron only earning the first leg, the very first leg on his throw. The next four going in Melendez's favor. So the West Texas Marauder here in 36 darts, 21, 32, and 23 darts. So really turning on the pressure against Darron's throw and then easing off a good bit with the darts, but not getting punished in return.
$100.
77.
100.
So at this point, Jerry playing just slightly above his season average so far. Maybe more than slightly, about 3 points higher. Meanwhile, Darron throwing about 2 points lower than his.
45.
But averages don't mean much, at least not as much as timing in these matches, and we certainly saw that some today in the World Grand Prix with the double-in start. Our first round matches getting underway this afternoon, Central Time. Love to see it.
One-on-one.
Oh, we have a bad math alert there on our left side. Jerry, with 91 after the first two darts, opted not to go treble 17. To set up tops. Instead, it went treble 19, found the treble 7. And Jerry there, a little bit high on tops there, was a great look at the 70 for an 18 darter.
100.
But double 20 for a 19 darter.
First start.
Wow, it's up, it's good.
Dark Jerry.
It's a fantastic leg for Jerry. 85, ton, 45, ton 01, 30, 40 first start. How are you doing?
60.
That is one heck of a leg of darts. The previous one was not too shabby either. However, just one combination checkout so far this match. Jerry's 72 in the third leg. Handful of misses for sure, but only that 72 is gone.
$41.
100.
Wow, I thought that might have been a ton 40 there from Darron. Fantastic darts nonetheless.
125.
And two big trebles of his own from Jerry here.
81.
Wow, both these players just racing out, refusing to give up ground in this potentially critical 7th leg. Jerry, with the win of this leg, would guarantee himself at least one ranking point for the match, as the worst he could do would be a 6-6 draw. And meanwhile, Darron needs to go 6 on the spin to pick up both ranking points available for this match. But as it stands, Jerry looking to pick up all 2 of those points.
41.
Thirty-two.
So poised for only his second hold of throw since the
28.
first leg here. Darron, I think he needs a single 16 for tops, if that is a single 8. And I don't know what that was. Looks like 32 scored. So the baby fish here for Jerry. Would not be surprised to see it go. It's still on. But now it's not. 90 remaining.
58.
Wanted to set up the double 18. Oh, but Darron takes that double 16 out
Shot.
right off the bat. Way to stay alive here. Finally a hole to throw from the right side of the board. Again, haven't seen that since the opening leg. And that stops Jerry's 5-leg tear and terrorizing of Darron here, who may be finding a second win here in this match. And again, he has time to do it. Break and hold, then all of a sudden 5-4 feels pretty enticing.
95.
So, like I said, we have 4 nights of back-to-back-to-back-to-back darts here this week. This is night 2. Tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. We've got Sweet Action Mike Gilligan going up against Silver Fox Seth Wilkerson.
100.
And then on Thursday, actually afternoon, not evening, Thursday matinee game, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern.
60.
We've got old boy Jae-Hoon Lim going up against Shenandoah Slinger Kenny Johnson. Always right here on the City League YouTube channel, which you can always find at watch.cityleaguedarts.com.
45.
Speaking of things you can watch,
$26.
try to pop that board up for you all, make that a little bit more visible.
26.
Hopefully it sticks. Keeps on juggling around on me. Ooh, great third dart there to set up 70 or 80, clean 80 when he comes back, which he will, as Darron was sitting on 214.
50. 68.
Wow, not a 98. That's surprising. Thought for sure that second dart hit the treble 20. Oh, going to the treble 16, double 16 route, Jerry. Will it pay? I mean, it already has, basically.
48.
Oh, but he won't get through it. Will Darron pull out a miracle? No.
Choke. 22.
Double 16 for the guaranteed point. Double 8 now.
Second dart.
Good dart, Sherry.
So one more leg here, and Jerry will find himself atop the leaderboard, albeit potentially temporarily.
41.
23.
100.
26.
Well, Darron, critical leg here. Must hold his throw to have any chance at a point, and at this point might just be playing for leg differential.
$44.
No. Cool. Something. 66.
Well, not looking great after 4 visits, Darron, but looking even worse after 3 is Jerry. Ooh, maybe not. Yeah, maybe about
121.
equal now. Wow, great timing for that visit. Like I was saying, it's not just the averages. It's often just as much about the timing. When you hit your shots and when your moments to lay off the gas might be.
95.
So Jerry really finding some good targeting around that bottom left part of the board. So we might see him doing a lot more 19 shootings here.
Yeah. 70.
However, as it is, Darron first into checkout range.
31.
Golly. Doing that.
Wow, Darron finding the single through is his last start. So staying above 100. And that, talk about timing, that was not good timing for there. He was applying so much pressure against Jerry here.
30.
Wow, but Jerry's gone and made a mess of that visit too. Giving the advantage fully right back to Darron, who does not take advantage.
Good gosh. I'll fight that.
Or does not capitalize, I should say. And the match of 1,000 gifts given and
77.
1,000 gifts rejected. I don't know if that dart was a terribly thrown treble 10 or a terribly thrown treble 18.
Again. 19.
So 19 scored so far.
30.
Sets up tops. Jerry, however, with the advantage, will have the first crack at it. At least you'd expect. You might be wrong, though. think that's a miscount. I think he has 28 left here. 26 score leaves 28. The double 14, the Mensur, as they call it. He's taking his time, making sure he does the math right.
Yeah, messed up.
Well, you're saying he messed up. Could have been a worse mess up as mess up goes. He certainly had a plenty good shot at the double 14. Good opportunity there.
26.
Didn't really cost him anything, that
Jesus.
mistake. Oh, Darron finds it. The math mistake didn't cost Jerry. The miss on the double 14, however, did. Darron perhaps finding some life here. 2 on the spin. Another break here has to go. Or excuse me, a break here has to go. As Darron has not managed to pull off a break a throw yet.
Hey, Darren, hold on a second.
Held in 29 darts on the opening leg.
My pad
Held in
up.
25 darts on the 7th leg. And held in 30 darts there, that leg, the 9th leg. So we're in leg 10 here.
Here, hold on.
Jerry still pushing high 50s there. And Darron, meanwhile, has crept back over that 50 average line. Both these players aided by some power scoring, though. Jerry a bit more than Darron. So again, here are the standings we're talking about while Jerry reboots his computer or tablet. So we have Jerry right here looking poised to pick up 2 points. So that would give him 7 ranking points, put him atop Shenandoah Slinger, as well as whatever leg differential he might eke out here. So a 7-3 would be a +4. Let's call it a 7-4. So give him +3 here. That would put him at +8 and 7 points there. So then it would be to the Slinger, Shenandoah Slinger, Kenny Johnson in his matinee match on Thursday to then earn the 1 point with the draw to then tie at 8 or earn or to tie at 7 points, excuse me, or earn 2 outright to then again regain control of the lead. So that's our scenario as it stands here about halfway through the season. And just still waiting on a scoreboard computer reboot on the left side of our board here.
So you're typing in your number and it's not entering it?
Yeah.
Hit refresh after you enter the number.
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
It might be my pad.
So we'll take it back to our standings table here while Jerry figures out the scoring issue. And I'll go ahead and mute myself. No, I guess I shouldn't do that because I don't have any background music to play. Well, darn. We'll just sit in silence for a moment then. You know, do you ever consider so they're underway now. So do you ever consider how
Sorry about that.
it's hard to get into baking
All right.
because when you get the chocolate, for like baking your chocolate recipes, that when you have leftover chocolate, you don't save it. Like you don't just have chocolate lying around like ready to
11.
use for the next baking recipe. You eat it. So that's something I've been thinking about a bit lately.
60.
Anyway, the darts are on again, but for how long? I couldn't really
45.
say.
No.
This could be the last leg,
9.
and we could have two more legs after this. It'll either start with a Darren Ross leg win or it'll end with a Jerry Melendez leg win.
23.
30. Cute.
Here we go.
So a sloppy leg for both these players is what I was about to say just as Jerry started pounding in those 19s.
95.
So got a bunch of 19 shooters here at the Aki in this Quarantine Premier League Week 5 matchup between the West Texas Marauder Jerry Melendez and the Beard Darren Ross.
31.
30.
Well, ton to put Jerry into range here, but I don't think he'll be under pressure for a little while. Well, he might have something to say about that, though. He
39.
might be under pressure in a little while if he keeps on throwing a couple more like that.
Twenty-two.
45.
Well, it's starting to get loose from both these guys. I don't mean loose in like the warmed up, not throwing tight way. I mean loose in the darts going all over the place sort of way.
45.
So finally, in checkout range after 9 visits to the board. And we'll have at least 6 at this 141. Probably more if he needs it. He'll at least need more than 3.
44.
And 97 when he returns. Darren way, way far away at 241.
Golly. 39.
Jerry, 97 to just kind of drag these players over the finish line, you feel. At 78 left, wanted the triple 18 to leave double 12. Sets up 40 quite nicely indeed. Meanwhile, I am not missing, excuse me, I'm not catching the 162 setup from Darren Ross here.
58.
Topsy once. First tops is high. Second tops is not high. Wow, fantastic. Well, I would say fantastic as we look at the dark counts there. Dark counts, not quite so fantastic. Let's take a look at this recap there. So again, not too far off the season averages so far for both these players. Jerry, I think we said was about a 53 going into this match, so elevated that just a little bit. And Darron, I think, was around a 48 or 49 or something, if I recall correctly, on his season average. So again, playing about there. As we saw, kind of similar split in some of the power scoring between these two players as well. So standings, like I said. So Jerry popping up there into the number one spot, but again, could be short-lived with Shenandoah Slinger throwing on Thursday afternoon and tomorrow evening, like I said, at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. East Coast time. We will have that, Gilligan Wilkerson matchup, the current 5 and 8 players there, right here on the City League YouTube channel. So that'll do it for us. Thanks as always for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next time.